Offensive line. So that's been an improving area, but not championship standard. Some people would argue that maybe the offensive line talent in South Florida is good, but it's not up to the level of, secondary players, wide receivers, running backs, etc. Offensive line. Do you think that Mario Cristobal, being former offensive lineman himself and taking a lot of pride in that, is off to a good start in regards to building those relationships, making those contacts?
Yeah, I think when we first got this staff together, Mark, you land a Mario Cristobal, who's obviously coached, played the offensive line, so coming right in from the jump, when you get a head coach like Mario Cristobal, offensive line is going to be number one. But then when he brings in his right hand man and Alex Mirabal, who is also the top offensive line coach in the country, that just brings more to the table, more for your resume, more to be able to get those 4 or 5 star guys on the offensive line consistently coming through Coral Gables week in and week out and actually having a chance to potentially land them, where in the past it didn't seem like that was happening. We were going after those 2, 3 star guys where they might have had the height but not the weight, or vice versa, and it was more of a project builder that you're going to see 2 or 3 years down the line, where now it's looking like a lot of these prospects that we're going after, not only do the measurables match up to what we're looking for in the offensive line here in the future, but as far as playing time, these guys can come right in and play, possibly year one and absolutely year two. You look at Francis Mauigoa, that's one of the top offensive line in the country, who's related to Coach Salavea, the defensive line coach for the University of Miami, and has very good ties to Mario Cristobal and Alex Mirabal. When you talk about relationships, it goes back to when they were at Oregon, when they were recruiting Francis. So it's very key for the University of Miami to not only continue to build that trust and relationship with Francis, but I think they're in a very good shape to not only be in that top 3, but to get a crack at them. But obviously Alabama will be that team to beat for Francis. But we already have 2 offensive linemen committed, and Frankie Tanoloa, that's the Australian commit. And then you also got, the lead ambassador for this class, it seems like, and Antonio Tripp, offensive lineman. But we just had an offensive lineman over the weekend, this past weekend, in Connor Liu visit, who seemed like we're in a very good spot for. But the one guy I want to focus on is Olois Alayan. I don't know if that's really how you pronounce it, but he is one of the best offensive linemen in the country. And he is getting a lot of smoke, a lot of trend to, the Alabamas, the Georgias of the world. He's, currently visiting Georgia, but I know Miami is very big into the mix. And he's actually the teammate of Jackson Carver, tight end, who recently just committed to Miami over the weekend, who's a, triple threat, 4 threat as far as athlete. The guy played track and field, hockey, lacrosse, and he played football for only 1 year, and he was committed to Notre Dame at one point for lacrosse. So Jackson Carver is a huge athlete, and he's a big-time get for the University of Miami, but I don't think they're done at that tight end group, and it could be coming very shortly.